Okay, hey everybody, Lou here. Hope you're all well. I'm just here to run with you through the top 10 and just share with you what my thoughts are in a market that has some trades, but is also a little bit undecided, and how I process that and how I approach that as a professional trader using the Cradle Zone. Now, this YouTube video is brought to you by Bybit, so if you don't have a Bybit account already, go over and open one. And deposit some money in there because they are a fabulous exchange. If you do like these videos, please remember to like and subscribe. Now let's get into it, guys. I'm so keen to have a look at this top 10. So I like looking at the top 10 all the time. Even when I have a break from the markets, looking at the top 10 allows me to stay in flow with the market. You always hear me talking about that, and it's really, really important to me to stay in flow. So let's have a look here on Bitcoin. Okay, so starting with Bitcoin. Now, we've had this fabulous, we have a really nice uptrend here. You know, some really solid selling, a really nice uptrend, and we have a little bit of selling coming into the market. If we look here on the 8 hour, we had a really nice bullish candle here in the Cradle Zone, and that was the case with many contracts. G'day Winston, how are you, mate? And what does that tell me? Not much really. There's some 8 hour cradles. That's all there is. And all those triggered, if you're in our community, all those 8 hour cradles triggered on the open at 11. So for those of you in the community watching this video and you are in them, fabulous. Now, what am I seeing here in Bitcoin? Look, we've had a bit of buying coming in. I can't wait to see a bit of selling, whenever that is, whether that's here, whether that's here, whether that's here, who knows? I'm not here to try and predict markets, but I'd love to see a bit of selling come in and just to establish another higher low and see where we go from there. I'm really motivated to see that. I'm just waiting for the market to tell me. Just waiting for the market to do that. Now, this comes up to a next lesson. Patience. There is a time to go long, and there is a time to go short, and there is a time to go fishing. Very famous quote by Jesse Livermore. What that means is sometimes you just got to wait. Sometimes you got to wait a bit longer. Sometimes you don't have to wait as long. The market is entitled to do whatever she wants to do. We cannot time bottoms. We cannot time tops. We can only trade what's in front of us. And when there's been a bit of a sell-off, generally a good time to buy. When there's been a lot of buying, generally a good time to sell a bit. So, yeah, guys, I'd just really love to see pullback here in Bitcoin. Don't know when that'll happen. Could happen now, could happen in 2 weeks. Who knows? I'd love to see pullback on Bitcoin on this daily and just see set up a high low there and see where we go. Now on the weekly, we do have that candle in the Cradle Zone on the weekly, and we go to the 2 weekly. It doesn't look, not much to say there, like that's a messy chart. We go to the monthly, it is looking very nice, I must admit. There is a nice small bullish candle in the Cradle Zone there on the monthly. So do we have confluence of factors? Not really. Like the weekly's still out, but the monthly just looks really good. In terms of intraday trading for me, I'm not trading Bitcoin. I'm not interested. Even on the lower time frames here on the 30, on the 15. Yeah, just not. I'm not motivated. Not motivated. Want to see those clear free flowing trends. Now, did anyone take the FTT 4 hour yesterday? I pointed out in the scan. I took it. It got 1-to-1. That is an example of a nice free flowing chart, a nice free flowing, a nice trending chart, and a trade that went on to hit 1-to-1 because the chart structure was beautiful. Right now, I'm just not seeing that chart structure, so I'm not motivated to trade. I've been motivated to trade this whole year and have gone really well, so I'm just going to keep up that momentum and keep that Keep that perspective. Okay, on to ETH. Oh, such a nice chart on ETH on the monthly. Wow, look at that. A beautiful pullback into the cradle zone, nice and convergent. Oh, what, like, just looks good. It looks really good. And yeah, we'll see if that holds up to the end of the month. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. And the weekly chart's doing something similar to Bitcoin, a nice pullback into the cradle zone there. So we don't really have that confluence across charts yet. And you know what? We don't always get that confluence across charts. For example, in the June-July period when we had a monthly pullback, we didn't have clear uptrend on the daily or the weekly or the 2-weekly, understandably. But we did have a very nice trend on the monthly. So something else to keep in mind. Now here in Ethereum, again, I'd love to see a high low set up here on the daily. And oh, imagine that, guys. Most things we've asked for this year have come true. So a bounce off 3,000. Oh, geez, that'd be a great trade. Mate, I took my 1-to-1 and just got stopped out. Yeah, held on. I didn't exit at 1-to-1. The FTT was looking quite strong when it took off yesterday. So I decided to, yeah, just keep my 1-to-1 and with the hope that it'd run, but it did not. But I got stopped out break even, so I can't complain about that. All right, ETH. Yeah, same thing here in the daily. Really wanting to see that high-low set up on the daily and just, let's see, like, do we go higher or do we go lower? Who knows? Cool if we went higher, absolutely. If we went lower, wouldn't be concerned either. Okay, ETH on the 8. Geez, there's a nice trend there, except that candle in the cradle zone is too big, unfortunately. It's too big for me to trade. So nothing there on ETH. Very similar charts, very similar markets to Bitcoin. Now, XRP, really nice squirt to the upside there, right? Have a look at the 2-day, have a look at the weekly, the monthly. The weekly chart on XRP is certainly looking more, the monthly chart's just a mess, but the weekly chart is showing more strength than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Like, we've really kind of blasted through this cradle zone. You could get a little bearish candle in there, I guess, but I think that's just reading into it. It's just a very messy, across all time frames kind of chart. Let's just see that buying there. Where it came in, it didn't just go up to the upside, so it's nice. I like to see buying come in like this and trend in and out of the cradle zone in lower time frames when we see those big candles instead of just one big push to the upside, for example, you know, which can happen in one 15-minute candle in some cases. So that's pretty cool. Looks like we're seeing a little bit of selling coming back in here on the market. ADA, just sideways, nothing really going on there for ADA on the daily. I guess we had this little bounce up here, but it's just very somewhat of a trend there on that 4. Yeah, it's just very, very messy there on the daily, and we do have trend on the 4, but it's just looking sticky and weak. It looks like it's running out of steam a little bit, just a little bit. Well, let's have a look at Sol. Oh, wow, little bearish 2-day candle there on Sol. Geez, that doesn't look too bad, does it? That would, of course, be a trade for tomorrow for those of you who are around. Dang. Nice level through there. A pretty nice trend there on the 4. That looks really nice, guys. For tomorrow, of course, if that stayed small and bearish, I would, yeah, I'd consider raising an order on that. That is quite a nice trend. Hajish, just quick question. Do you guys have an advanced course? Because in the course, it only talks about 1-to-1 risk reward. When do we go to 1-to-2 risk reward and higher? Have you done the free course, mate? Is that what you've done? Because we do have the courses that you can buy from us, which are the full strategies. We teach you to trade by hitting your 1-to-1 target where you break even, and then if that trade runs, that could potentially turn into a 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 1. You know, it depends if it runs or not. So we're not teaching you to take 1-to-1. We're teaching you to take 50% off at 1-to-1. So if you get stopped out, you break even, and then if the trade runs, runs, you can turn that into a multiple target risk reward, I guess. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so SOLUSDT. Small bearish candle in there. Look, I'll have a look at it tomorrow, but that looks like a pretty damn good trend, must say myself. Okay, BNB. 2-day. Let's get off the 2-day here and have a look at the daily. Bit of a squirt to the upside there on Binance. No worries, mate. You're welcome. Any more questions, guys? Just pop it in the chat. I'm more than happy to answer. Let's have a look at the 2-day. There's a few 2-day candles setting up, actually. Too big there on the 2-day. Binance, the chart's just a mess. Let's just see how far Binance has come down from its highs. Let's see, at absolute lows, it came down by 50%. Wow. 40, 38. Like, it's impossible to time a top or a bottom. 100% it is. But if you had a portfolio and you had money on the side, again, this is not financial advice, but if it's impossible to time a bottom or a top, there has been a lot of selling that's come in this market. You know, it might not be a bad idea to put a bit of money back in if you're that way inclined. Now we've got a beautiful downtrend here on the 2-day. Let's have a look at the monthly on Binance. So not enough data there, unfortunately. But let's have a look here on the daily. Let's head to the 4. I think, guys, we might be in luck for all our community members. Bit of a flat level there? Nah. Clutching at straws there a bit. But, yeah, it's nothing really there to report. Sol has a small bullish candle on the 8. It does. Yes, mate, it does. Just have a look at that quickly. Now, first of all, one thing with Sol, right? There is somewhat of a significant level running through here. 1 touch, 2 touch, arguably another touch there, and a touch here and here, right? So if we go down to the 8, there is a small bearish candle there. That is definitely small. That is definitely bearish, but I just do not like this trend too much. It's started trending up and then just got a bit sticky up here, and it's also running into some major resistance. Bold Ricker. Okay, now onto DOT. The monthly is pretty sad on DOT. The weekly is very overextended. Have a look at the 2-day. Very nice bearish candle there on the 2-day as well. So that's 2 trades with some nice 2-day setups. But we also have that trend coming in on the 8 and the 4, but very deep, bit messy. Not something that I'm really willing to trade on an intraday basis. But that 2-day candle to possibly go short, pulling into a nice level there. Yeah. I wouldn't mind assessing that tomorrow when the time comes. Even there on the 4-day looks pretty good. All right, now on to Luna. Let's take this level out here. Again, another little 2-day candle there. We might actually have some 2-day short options tomorrow if you want to do that. Luna on the daily. Sell off. Let's just see how much Luna's sold off as well. Let's go from the top to the bottom. 58%. Quite a discount. I don't really know what Luna does, but it sold off a lot, and yeah. Okay. Pull back into the cradle zone here on the daily. It's just getting a bit sticky, a bit deep. You know, this might be the bit of selling that we need to maybe form that higher low on Bitcoin, but time will tell. Remember, guys, patience. Patience is the key. There's a time to go short, and there's a time to go long, and there's a time to go fishing. Just remember that. You don't need to be trading all the time. Well, that's not what we teach. No trend really here in the 4 and 8, but again, another 2-day cradle short as well, which could be an option. AVAX. Nice push up here. Let's have a look at the weekly. So very kind of similar to the Bitcoin chart. Not a bit different, but you know, we could have a potential higher low here or lower high. Have a look at the daily. Geez, the 4-hour chart here is starting to trend nice. Bouncing ball, boom, boom, but nothing there for us now. It's just getting a bit sideways up here, a bit sticky. Have a look at the 8. Similar thing, boom, something around there, but nothing for me. Nothing for me exactly. The daily, look, we have a high low there, very nice. I'd love to see this just pull back a bit and set up another high low. You know, that's what I'm really motivated to see. I really love to see a bit of selling come in this market and just see the market set up. And it makes me excited, guys, because I trade these markets every day, and yeah, and I love participating in these markets. It's taught me so much about trading, so much about myself, and I'm learning every day, and I get excited because, like I said, I trade these markets every day. So when there's a good setup, and you just have to be patient sometimes for that setup to come. When the good one comes and it does go your way, it's a good feeling. Okay, let's have a look here in Doge. Have the 8 here in Doge. Very nice trend there. We had this pointed out to our members today. Nice small bullish candle there on the 8. And yeah, could still turn around. Now remember, we don't cancel our trades unless our stops hit as well. Daily, look, it looks like a nice high low that could be setting up there as well. Let's just have a look at Doge and see how much Doge has sold off from its highs, I guess in October. 64%. Wow. I'm not a fan of Doge as a project, personally. But I don't really care what the project does. If the chart looks good, I'm very motivated to intraday trade. But right now, just nothing. Bit of selling coming in. Market's working out. Should I go a bit lower? Should I absorb the selling and go higher? You know, we'll see what happens. Bit of selling is always healthy. That is for sure. And so nothing really there on Doge. So that's really a summary. So what is a summary of the top 10? The summary of the top 10 is that our major pairs like Bitcoin and Ethereum are in monthly pullback zones, and they have a very healthy monthly uptrend. But their lower time frames, the dailies, the 2-day and the weekly time frames, are still downtrending. So we just need to wait for the market. We just need to do a little bit more waiting. We do a good professional traders wait a lot. And let's just see where this selling goes. Will it set up another high low on Bitcoin? And we pull back to a nice level, get a small bullish candle, off we go? Or do we go lower? Or what is happening? That's what we got to work out. Remember, guys, that quote, there is time to go short, there is a time to go long, and there is a time to go fishing. What that quote means is be patient. It is a quote by the famous trader Jesse Livermore. be patient, and the trades will come to you. And I hope you're all enjoying your trading journey. And yeah, if you don't have an account open on Bybit yet, go and open one, chuck some cash in. They're a good exchange. Robbie, what would you call a good runner? Mate, a runner for me, Robbie, so a runner for me is anything that goes over like 2 or 3 to 1. So if I get a 3 to 1, a 4 to 1, anything over a 2 to 1 for me, I'd consider a runner. Yeah. Bobby, mate, which setup are you talking about convergence wise? To go back to your question, Robbie, the best runner I've had is a 9. It's probably a 9 to 1. But I consider a runner anything over 2x. Runners are what make my profits for the year. I could have 3 or 4 runners for the year and they'll make my profits, and the rest of my trades can be break even. Bobby, what are you talking about convergence wise, mate? If you're still there, I'll have a look if you'd like. No. Okay. I'll have a FTX. It's out of the top 10, but I'll have a look. FTX. So we'll go to the Bybit watch list here. And let's find FTT. Okay. So one of our, Bobby's always in here. Oh, awesome, Robbie. Awesome, mate. I think hopefully you really enjoy the master course. And if you end up making it into the community, feel free to reach out to me. Yeah. Bobby. Okay. Bobby's always in here, guys. So I'll have a look at this chart for him. Convergence. So yeah, mate, it's convergent on the daily. Have a look at the 16. Look, this 16-minute chart is very messy. Like we go on bounce, bounce, and yes, it is convergent technically as well. Oh, perp. Okay. Oh, Bobby, this is just. I'll have a look at convert. Have a gaze for you. Yeah, mate, convergence looks good on the 16 and the daily. Yeah, very good. That's just a special for Bobby. Cool. Rob, awesome, mate. I look forward to seeing you in the community. Please reach out to me when you can. And as always, guys, remember there's a time to go long, there's a time to go short, and there's a time to go fishing. What that quote means is be patient, and the trades will come. Just need to let the market work out what she's doing. I hope you're all well, and as always, safe trading.